Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the comics I got in for the week. So first off, we have the new Archie Comic Digest. This is the winter special. And again, this is the new format for the Archie Comics Digests. Same price, but they're only 100 pages now, as opposed to the older format from back in the day. Next up, we have issue 163 of Back Issue Magazine. So we've got this nice Art Adams Gorilla Grodd cover, and so it looks like we have a monkey themed issue. So it looks like we've got some articles on King Kong and Angel and the Ape and stuff like that. So again, DC did a lot of gorilla themed stories back in the day, so I'm sure there's some of that in there. Then moving on to the comics, we've got the latest issue of Batman Superman World's Finest, and this is number 46, and this is kind of continuing the Joker Luthor storyline. Then we've got the latest issue of Superman Unlimited. This is issue 8, and I decided to get the Gilliam March variant cover. And so this has got Superman sort of saving the bottle city of Kandor from a giant rock, it looks like, or something, something's collapsing in on it. So yeah, I like that cover, so I wanted to get that one. Next, we have issue 3 of Harley Quinn Elvira. And so this is by Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner. And so it looks like they're working Power Girl into the story here too. And we get some sort of superhero costumes for Harley and Elvira. And now I know Harley Quinn has had this costume before, and I think maybe like another more superhero themed kind of costume. But I think this is a new design for Elvira. I don't know that she's had this outfit before. If not, let me know in the comments. So yeah, I don't follow Elvira probably as closely as I should, but I'm pretty sure that's a new design for an outfit for her. We've got issue 8 of Mark Spears Monsters. And so this is the last issue of the series, and they did it as a blind bag. So this is the Winter Horrorland RIP blind bag. I only got one of them, so no duplicates for me. So yeah, there is, what's it say? Yeah, so 75 plus covers, that you can get here. So pretty big, pool to get from. Probably do a short later in the week, taking a look at this one and seeing what cover I got. Then we've got the latest issue of G.I. Joe, and so this is part 4 of the Dreadnought War. And so this story's been really good. I'm really enjoying this. We've got Duke and Cobra Commander kind of teaming up against the Dreadnoks here. So yeah, this has been a pretty good story. Then we've got issue 3 of Star Trek The Last Starship. I got the first issue. I missed out on the second issue, I guess. I've got issues 1 and 3, so now I got to find 2. Then we've got issue 14 of Dick Tracy. And then we've got the latest issue, was this number 6 of Catacomb of Torment from EC. Again, just more kind of old school EC anthology horror book. Yeah, you can really tell reading the new EC stuff that Oni's doing that, like, comic creators have grown up reading this stuff, and they've probably been dying to do these kind of stories. So we get some really good stuff with this. If you're not picking up the EC line, I really recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the old stuff. We've all read the stuff from the 50s. It's been reprinted for decades now. But it's really fun to get some new stuff. And again, I think a lot of creators are really kind of stretching, and you could tell they're having fun with this stuff. Lastly, I've got the first issue of Wrestle Heist from Image Comics. And so this is written by Kyle Starks. And is he... Yeah, so he's drawing it too. So I wasn't sure if he was just writing it or if he was drawing it. But yeah, it looks like he's doing both. Again, I really liked his book Sex Castle that he did a while back, and so I wanted to check this out. And again, the cover is sort of a takeoff of a pro wrestling magazine. I think it's a Wrestling Illustrated. Now, these aren't new books, but these are some other recent pickups I've gotten lately I thought I'd throw in here. So the first is this King Kong adaptation, and this has got this nice Dave Stevens cover here. And it is drawn by Don Simpson on the inside, so I wanted to get that. I found issue 88 of Wolverine, and so this is the first time Wolverine fought Deadpool, but this issue is also sort of notorious for the artist inside like kind of cribbing a lot of different panels from other books at the time and things like that. Just sort of lifting like poses of characters and stuff like that. There's other videos on YouTube you can find that kind of breaks that down. I think Cartoonist Kayfabe did one, a while back. But again, I really think that's interesting more for the sort of artistic, content of that as opposed to the first Wolverine and Deadpool fight. But again, a lot of people were looking for that before the movie. Then I've got the new Tales of Paranoia. I don't have a lot of Robert Crumb in the collection. I thought I'd pick this one up, and I think, he's like in his 80s now, I believe. So, I thought I'd get this. I can't imagine, hopefully we get a lot more work from him, but, I doubt there'll be too much. So I wanted to get that. I went and picked up, or I ordered online, this issue of Absolute Batman number 14 that I missed. I'd ordered online, and then it was the whole thing of like, oh, it's $10 shipping. So I'm not just going to order one book, when there's $10 shipping. So I picked up a few more things. So I got issue 0 and issue 1 of The Ray, from the 90s. I've got a couple issues of this, but I thought, I might as well get these. They weren't too expensive. And, we've got this nice shiny embossed cover for The Ray number 1. I think you can kind of see the embossing a little bit there on screen. But yeah, again, it was the 90s. Then I've got the second issue of The Spirit by Kitchen Sink. I got some of these years ago, and I really liked them, and I thought, I'll start getting some of these. And I realized it's been like 20 years since I've picked up an issue of this. So I went ahead and got this. So I got this issue of The Spirit, and then I got this. This is from the DC run. This is issue 15, and this was after Darwyn Cooke left the book, and we had Sergio Aragonés writing, but this one's got a nice Bruce Timm cover, so I picked this one up. Then we've got Wildstar. I didn't know that there was a second Wildstar series for a long time, and I've got a couple more issues of that, but I think this was the last one I was missing, so I went ahead and got this. Then we've got X, One Shot to the Head, and this was from the Comics Greatest World that Dark Horse did back in the 90s when they kind of had their own superhero universe for a while. Again, that's like what Barbed Wire came out of, had a movie. But I kind of read X on and off, and I'll pick them up if I find them cheap. And so I really like the Frank Miller cover on this one, so I went ahead and picked this one up. And then going from X to X-Men, we've got X-Men Hidden Years number 21. And so this is the last issue of this series I was needing, so I went ahead and got this. This was sort of, if you're not aware, back in the day, for a while, X-Men was just reprinting old stories. There weren't new stories in the issues of X-Men for a while, kind of up until like Giant Size X-Men and the new team came in. So John Byrne went back and did a series that kind of fills in that gap of like what was happening with the X-Men kind of while the reprint issues were going on. So he's kind of going back and filling that in with this series here. Then I got some issues of the Punisher Red Band series. So I got issues 1, 2, and 3. And again, this was something, when these came out, I just had a lot of, or the first issue specifically, I guess, I just had a lot of stuff coming out that month. So I kind of passed on that. So now I'm kind of going back and playing catch up with that. So yeah, I want to check these out, see if they're any good. But yeah, so that's everything I've gotten in lately. If you've gotten anything good, let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter/X at Detective651. Also on Instagram at Detective651. Be sure to check out my t-shirt store at tpublic.com/user/Detective651. I've got a lot of nerdy designs on there, and there's sales all the time, so check it out frequently.